Well, g'day everyone, and thanks for tuning in once again. A lovely, mild, early March evening. Just come out to a local seascape location here this afternoon or this evening. Haven't really done much shooting around this area, so it's a little bit of an experiment, but really just coming out to have a bit of a look around. There's some sort of dark and moody clouds out there, so I'm out here with a mate. Got a friend here visiting from Tasmania, Jamie. He's just over there shooting some seascapes already. Really just come out for a bit of a social shoot, bit of a sunset, and see how we go. This is a pretty cool seascape location. Probably the challenge here today is really to just try and, it's a reasonably chaotic sort of a scene, so the challenge here today is probably to just try and find a clean composition amongst this chaos. But it's a pretty cool place. There's all sorts of different rock textures here, some decent movement. The tide's sort of not too bad. The tide's on its way up at the moment, so we've got about another 20 centimetres of tide to come between now and sunset. So really no plan, just going to wander around this area, see what we can find, a bit of experimenting, hopefully get a couple of decent images for you to have a look at. Who knows, I don't have a plan, so I'll bring you along for the ride and we'll see what we can come up with. So the sun's actually just gone behind the clouds, but some of these waves down here in front of me were catching some really nice light, but now the sun's gone behind the clouds. Having said that, I think the sun might come back out from behind that big cloud down there in the distance as we get a bit closer to sunset. I've got my zoom lens on, my 100 to 500, so I'm actually just going to try a couple of slower shutter speed shots on some of these waves and just see how that goes. What I normally do there is put my camera on shutter priority. I normally shoot around about 1/4 of a second on waves. Servo focus, so we'll just put that on. Instead of one shot focus, you want servo, so it's continually tracking the wave, and then I just have single point so I can move my point around. Stabilizer on, autofocus, just see what I can come up with here. I've got a circular polarizer on here too, so we'll just see how that goes. Just wait for the right wave. There's one starting to roll in there now. Need a really sure footing when you're doing this. Need to keep quite stable. That actually looks pretty good. Sort of fairly happy with that. I think there's another big wave coming now. Let's try and follow this one up. Watch these swells coming over these rocks here. Bit glary, still the highlights in the wave are pretty glary. Just going to spin my polarizer and try and knock a bit of that glare down. Wait for the right wave. Got a good wave coming in out here now. I'm just going to track this one, see how we go. Alright, I got a few alright wave shots there. Here comes another one. The light out here to the south now is actually starting to look pretty good, so I might switch over to my wide angle lens and go for a few wider angle seascapes. Let's have another crack at this next wave. There is a bit of light in the highlights here. Very addictive, this wave photography. Something I spend a lot of time doing and I really enjoy it. Very easy, very therapeutic, a little bit abstract if you like. Some of these images go really well as prints. Some nice flow over these rocks in front of me here, so this could be potentially a wide angle shot facing south. One or two more waves and I'll make a switch to the wide angle. Oh, that's a good one. I'm about to get wet. Good one too. So I've really just been experimenting with a few different things here with a wide angle, 15 to 35 lens. I'm going to be honest, I don't have any shots that wow me, but that's okay. That's all part of the game. That's what happens when we're out shooting. And you don't know till you get home and have a look at your images on the computer if you've got something there that you didn't potentially realise you had. And something can just pop up. You know, you can be packing your camera gear away and ready to just go home, and all of a sudden you'll just come across a really great image. So that's all right. I'll just wander around here and see what else I can find. I've sort of been focused on real genuine sort of seascapes with a bit of water movement in the foreground, so that's sort of where I've been angling. I've walked past lots of really good sort of intimate shots, you know, just some little rocks in a pool, or you know, those sorts of intimate shots that I probably could have taken and potentially been okay, but I haven't worried about that. I can always come back and get those another day. There's some all right water flow coming through this little area here in front of me, so potentially sit here for a bit and just watch a few sets of waves and see what happens. Sunset was actually about 10 minutes ago, so it's getting pretty dark now, but that doesn't matter. I actually quite enjoy shooting at this time of the day, that sort of 10 to 15 minute window after sunset, and also the same in the mornings, that sort of 10 to 15 minute window before sunset as well is also really enjoyable. We'll wander over here and see what we can find. Almost dark now. I found a composition here that might actually be okay. Just going to take a few frames here, just waiting for the right wave to come in. once we get the right wave, we'll just see. It's pretty much dark now. It's about 15 minutes past sunset, so probably leave this as the last composition and swipe our way through the mosquitoes and start heading back for a cold beer. Don't mind the way, I don't know if you guys can see it, I don't mind the way over here that the when you do get a bit of white water coming over these rocks, I don't mind the way that that light's catching it like that there now. Just want to get the right flow in the foreground here. So I'll take a few different frames here. Potentially, we'll see how we go when we get a look at these images on a computer. Potentially even blend a couple of images together to get a bit of water movement in the foreground here. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Well guys, thanks for tuning in. That's pretty much a wrap on today's video. If I've got any good images, I'm going to show those to you now. It's pretty much dark here, as you can see. There's some nice colour in the sky still out there behind me, so if you're really keen, you'd hang around and keep shooting, but it's time for a beer. So thanks for tuning in. As I always say on all my YouTube videos, please do me a big favour, go ahead and leave a comment on this video. Let me know what you thought of it, and we'll see you again soon. So guys, I'm going to do a quick review of all the images in this video. The first two are definitely my favourites. Let me know which ones you like the best.